Hey, it's Kingfish. This update is going to be a little bit different. Throughout July, I set a goal for myself to have a playable demo by August 1st. Judging from the title, you can guess that something went wrong. In fact, I'm still kind of burnt out over this, so I'm mostly just going to play gameplay in the background instead of spending too much time on the video editing here. Here's what happened and how I broke Unity at a very fundamental level. Okay, so I was on track for a proper demo by the end of July, which would give me 1 month of QA so I could share the game with testers by the end of August. Things were going great, like really great. I had playable characters, upgradable buildings, a base defense system, bosses, and I even had a tutorial all lined up. I really thought I was weeks away from a proper playable, shareable demo. But then I hit build, and Unity exploded with 300 plus serialization errors about editor assets being serialized, which I had never touched. To be honest, I don't even know what a serialization is or what it means, let alone how to fix it. So for about a month, I spent 16-hour days chasing these references, fighting version control, re-importing assets, trying to isolate problems, and I got nowhere. I can't tell you how frustrating it was to spend so much time and have truly, absolutely nothing to show for it. I had a few hypotheses which led me to a few rather drastic measures. I re-imported all of my special effects assets, I nuked all of my shaders, I deleted my entire project settings and library folders, I removed some of my fundamental game assets, I destroyed every one of my special effects. I basically broke the entire project and my sanity along with it. I hit a wall so hard that I questioned whether or not I could finish this project after about 2.5 years of investment. If there was a throw in the towel moment, this really could have been it. But then I remembered why I am making this game. To bring a world to life. Without me, it will die without anyone ever seeing it, and it kind of begs to exist. It deserves to exist, if even just for one other person. Quitting is just not an option at this point. So I kept going and eventually tried a process of removing scenes one by one. Until this point, I was fairly confident, based on the nature of the errors, that the problem was somewhere in my configuration settings, but I finally found the culprit in one of my scenes. An imported save system asset from the asset store, which I had already investigated and nuked about twice. What it was doing was, for some reason that I cannot fathom, trying to save references to internal Unity code and assets when saving the content of a scene. This was probably my error, but I'm still rather dissatisfied with Unity and this asset's ability to self-identify when it's causing a problem. Anyway, removing it let Unity export a clean build, but at this point the damage was already done. I had weeks of nuking the project to go back and refix, like rebuilding layers, tags, and 100% of my special effects. I was able to use Copilot generated scripts to speed up some of the repairs, but it's still a massively manual process, kind of like rebuilding the game. The Steam Next Fest application deadline is coming up at the end of this month, and I realistically don't think that I can make it on top of my current work schedule. I hate to say this, but this was the big, hairy, audacious goal that I had set for myself at the beginning of the year, and it looks like I'm on track to fail it. I almost skipped this devlog, but I want this process to be transparent and honest. Developing a game is really hard, and I still don't really have anything to show for it. There's probably a light at the end of the tunnel, but right now I can't see it. With that said, I did want to share one piece of good news. My Steam page is actually up and running. The process was super long and mostly just paperwork and getting the right art assets just to their correct dimensions. But if you're seeing this, I would really appreciate if you kind of went in and took a look and provided any feedback that you have. I'd love to hear what you think. So anyway, if there's anyone else out there who's like me, a non-technical dev who's trying to make a game with just the skills that you have at your disposal, hang in there. If someone like me can overcome these kinds of technical hurdles, I promise you can do it too. It's just a matter of time. Keep up the good work and do not let the dream die. I'll see you all next time.